RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Much to talk about that we like, you know what, let's see what happens. And although I still felt like, you know, that fight was getting slept on, but like I said, it was just an unfortunate period where, you know, Fury and Wilder 3 had mainstream attention, so it was all over. It was all over.
Everybody really wanted to talk about that fight, like, and for a lot. So hey, it is what it is. Like,
right.
We give the people what they want. You know, we not like the boxing industry where, you know, if you want something, y'all all get in here. We talk about something totally different.
Right. Yeah. So
I want such and such to fight, but they give us somebody else. They say, you know what? We'll give you Hopkins versus Winky Wright. Yeah, I know you want to see that. yeah, thanks.
Oh man, though, but yeah, of course the fight card we're talking about is Emanuel Navarrete, the current WBO featherweight champion, versus Joet Gonzalez, the #1 contender. But before that fight happened, there was on the main card that was just as brutal. Or I won't say just as brutal, but it was pretty brutal to watch. Like, you know, Giovanni Santillan, who, if you watch the bubble fights, you know, he was involved in one of the better bubble fights and also one of the better, you know, he was the beneficiary of a robbery to me, you know, against Antonio DeMarco, which he should have lost that damn fight.
Yes, that is facts. I think DeMarco handled him, which is crazy because a lot of people was damn overlooking DeMarco's ability in that damn poll with the damn Wilder and Broner, who had the better win.
Right.
Like, DeMarco obviously is the better fucking win, but you motherfuckers that just started watching boxing, I guess, you know, y'all know otherwise.
Of course.
I can't remember Luis Ortiz beating somebody on the level of damn Jorge Linares.
Both are good fighters, but yeah, the Broner win was better. Definitely.
Yeah, but and like I said, in one of those fights, and like I said, it was a damn good bubble fight too. Like I said, Top Rank. But like I said, I thought he lost, but it was one of those things that, you know, Top Rank was just like, man, we can't let an old DeMarco, you know, upset our prospects. So there was that type of shit, you know. I mean, at least the scores were close, but there was no way I didn't see it saying I saw DeMarco victory completely. Like, it was no.
Yeah, I don't fuck all the scores is close. They had the right man win, motherfucker. Shit.
Right. So, but after that though, Santillan was kind of, I think they kind of tailed back his competition. I think he had like one fight before this one, and I don't even remember all that much. Too, if I did, so it wasn't that memorable. But this one though was pretty good against I don't know if we'll call him Angel or Angel. I forgot how they actually pronounce it. You know, you can pronounce it both ways. Ruiz, and Ruiz was 17-2 or 17-1 with 12 knockouts, so he was a banger. And those two went to war for 10 rounds. Like, they would trade, they were throwing like heat at each other. Like, okay, it's like
Ruiz fought behind them too much though.
Right, and then I think he eventually hurt his hand too in the process. You know, so I think after that, because I think he couldn't throw his left hand, so Santillan started like lacing him with, you know, body head combinations over and over and over. Yeah, so that's where I'll be saying, like, he was starting to fight behind, and his corner was trying to keep him in the fight too. Like, it wasn't like Ruiz didn't want to fight on, but but then, like, the heat that he was throwing in the first half of the fight, he wasn't throwing that shit anymore. Like, in the second, like, he was trying, but Santillan was just coming on too strong, and I mean, low-key just gave him a beating, but it wasn't that bad, you know. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as the main event beating, but it was enough to, it's like, okay, damn, like, Ruiz got his ass kicked. He's gonna need to heal up and go back to the drawing board type of beating.
But low key, he was more in retreat mode. That's the difference. Joet was still trying to win. Like, Ruiz he low key kind of mailed it in the last couple of rounds. He just tried to survive.
Yeah, he did.
Throw a few shots here and there. Like, Joet, you couldn't tell him he didn't have a chance.
Yeah, no, Joet, yeah, that was different. You know, but Ruiz and Santan, like they got the crowd hyped. Like, you know, the crowd they gave him the standing O and everything like that. And you know,
that was a hell of a co-main. That was a perfect co-main. That was a perfect.
That's a co-main we wanted to see between Sanchez and Ejabo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, instead of one-way Cuba school and boxing.
Yeah, instead of that bullshit we got instead.
Yeah, you know, so yeah. So like I said, even though
you want a steak, not fucking steakums. He said, here you go. Do you want an extra helping of the steakums? Yeah, we got the spicy. Like, nah, I'm good. Just T-bone, please.
And so luckily, even though that shit started like past 11:30, like I said, the fact that the fight was that live, you know, it kept me awake. You know, so that was a good sign. And of course, that would be a nice. Although one thing about this damn card too, it was too much filler programming. Like even if it started late, like there was a whole bunch of nonsense they were kind of filling. They're trying to fill in. Like, no, just get to the fucking fight. Like,
yeah, like I mean, the Navarrete Diaz fight was cool, but I don't know why these top ranked cards. It's not that bad in terms of milking it out. But like, why do I gotta see the rematch of a fight I already watched? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they show like
talk about like the Bud Porter or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, like talk about a fight.
How about you just show us the fucking fight? Like,
yeah, that.
We don't care about these guys doing these extra takes and talking about other random shit. I feel like it'd be better served if you had a whole nother group of people doing that. Get Max Kellerman and a couple other people and talk about that shit. Like, I only want to hear Bradley and Ward and all them dudes talk about the fights that's happening and keep it to that. Like, all this extra programming, y'all taking a damn $2 burrito and y'all stuffing $5 worth of ingredients into it. Like, it's unnecessary. Like, we don't need all that.
They're trying to make a burrito supreme.
Yeah, like chill. Like we just ordered a double-decker taco from Taco Bell. Y'all niggas said, you know what? We gonna give you the fucking 7-layer crunch wrap super burrito supreme.
Yeah, like I mean, and then that
we ain't asked for all that, and it wasn't even good.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. I think that main event started like 12:30 or some shit like that. Now, obviously, if you're a West Coast nigga like Pilot, then it's that's whatever because you still have an evening. But for niggas, like for most niggas, it's like okay, damn, like
it's like past midnight for y'all, man. Like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it was past midnight. Yeah, it was like
I was getting Canelo Kovalev vibes.
Yeah, and like I said, like if the co-main was anything less than it was, I probably would have fallen asleep on my couch. So yeah. So but the main event though, that shit woke me right the fuck up though. Like Joet Gonzalez and Emanuel Navarrete. And truthfully, and honestly, like before this fight, now I mean Navarrete, obviously, we've been saying okay, he needs to get himself a good opponent. And Joet Gonzalez, opponent-wise, is very good. Now, personally, I wanted to see Joet Gonzalez catch an ass whooping because dude could not hide his racism for anything during that whole Shakur shit. Him and his pops, like he pretty much said everything racist understood that without saying a slur.
And then turn around, he doesn't even fight like an angry racist.
Yeah.
At least give me
like
that.
A passive racist. Like a passive undercover.
Like a passive fake liberal.
Passive aggressive, my sister's fucking a nigga sort of vibe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you needed to fight like a full-blown Trump voting, get these niggers off my lawn, racist. Like that's what we needed to see from that. And once we did it, it was like, okay, shut the fuck up. We don't care about this dude smashing your sister. Okay, get over it. You had your chance.
Yeah, like and dude ended up getting sweet science by Shakur, and that's why Shakur won that fight clearly, but Shakur didn't really put a beating on him.
Shakur could have. Shakur definitely could have.
Exactly. He could have. The only one who won in that fight was everybody's beds because we got the best sleep ever after that shit. They scored one for their Mattress Kingdom.
Oh shit. But then after that, but either way, obviously, I didn't want to Joet Gonzalez. I'm like, okay, I still want to see this motherfucker catch a beating. And Navarrete.
And he looked good against Mariaga, though. I'll give him that. But they was kind of capping talking about, I think Mariaga was the favorite. I don't remember all that.
Nah, he was
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody aside from who is giving Mariaga a beating these days. So
yeah. Oh shit, no. No, but at least when this fight was announced, like, okay, this is like this. I mean, we did. I mean, there were Fight of the Year vibes, but like I said, the fight kind of got outshadowed by Fury Wilder 3 shit. So a lot of people weren't really paying no mind. Obviously, the Friday time, and then being so late, so there was already a lot of things working against it.
You notice the Fight of the Year candidates we getting don't really have the multiple knockdowns that we're used to seeing in the Fight of the Years.
You're right. Yeah. Most of them. I mean, yeah. Some of them some of them like standstill, like not even like one, like not even one. Like they have a lot of give and take. Sometimes
Yeah, but no one could just drop somebody and just add that extra little cherry on the top. Like no one's giving us the bag fries with these performances.
Right.
Give me my 2 Whoppers or my Big Mac, whatever. Cool. You got the apple pie in there. You got the large fry in there, but I want an extra few bag fries in that motherfucker. Y'all not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not good. But at least but they made it for like 12 rounds of absolute fury. Like Joet Gonzalez came into that ring, and I know on social media I was seeing a whole bunch of real Mexican versus American Mexican type of shit going on there, like that type of thing. And I mean Navarrete, for all intents and purposes, is a decent human being. Like you never hear anything that he's done.
I haven't heard any fuck shit from him. So.
Like he's not uncouth. He seems to be a level-headed guy or whatever. Where he just
doesn't fight. He just doesn't.
What's that?
Fight.
Yeah,
he doesn't fight like a level-headed guy. But he said he doesn't fight like a level-headed guy, but he is. Joet should have been fighting with Navarrete's aggression.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But at this point, though, like I said, Joet, I'll say this: his resolve to actually want to beat champion. Like I saw it. Like I mean, you had to see it because he took a huge ass whooping from Navarrete, and was still dishing out enough. Now Navarrete must have some pretty thick skin because Gonzalez hit him plenty enough times, but dude didn't have like nothing more than like maybe a slight bruise around his eye or some shit like that. But he got hit in the balls a lot though. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, that fight to me was like a low-key, like a fucking, I mean, it was a dope fucking low-key modern-day Mexican classic. Just in terms of war, but yeah, Joet was fighting really fucking.
And truthfully, Joet Gonzalez also did show, did expose a couple chinks in dude's armor. Navarrete does not. I mean, for as much as he throws, like if he's an elite body puncher, what's that?
Did he though? Did he really because I feel like those chinks in Navarrete's armor have been there.
Yeah, but not on this. Like I can't remember the last time somebody landed that many right hands on Navarrete.
Yeah, clean right hand.
Clean, like that's why I didn't really see it as a beat. Like he took a beating, but it was one of those damn. I don't call it like a Andrade Kessler beating where one guy just getting 1-2 to death and the other guy just marching forward, not doing anything about it. Like
right.
Gonzalez actually won some rounds. Like you could give him maybe 3 or 4 rounds, and he also
I gave him 4.
Yeah, like
I gave him 4.
It was about 4, yeah, 4.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like how often we've seen Navarrete, someone take 4 rounds and then be competitive in the rest. And snap his head back with right hands, like.
And he hurt him a little bit too, low-key. I mean,
Navarrete got hurt. Like this is like Navarrete in a lot of his fights. Like the only other fight. Oh, go ahead, LB.
Oh, what you about to say? My bad.
No, I'm saying like in other fights. Like the only other fight I've ever seen Navarrete really that bothered over 12 rounds was the first Dogboy fight, and that was just like Dogboy was just like, oh sure, whatever, to keep, to try to do something, but
And I say one thing about Navarrete, like, has there ever been a volume puncher as accurate as he is?
He's stupid accurate. That like dude, like, and he throws
he lands like 7 out of 10 punches.
Like he lands the most wildest lead uppercuts on people, and then he rattles off 4 or 5 punches, and they're hard punches. Like usually volume punches are
hard. Those are he has stamina like that.
Like Sam Solomon with bricks.
Yeah, like and usually most elite volume punchers are not the heaviest handed people. Like they're unicorns really. Even Punisher himself. Punisher was a good puncher, but he wasn't heavy handed like that. You know, like Navarrete is heavy-handed,
And he
legitimately
wasn't
heavy-handed.
accurate like that. Like Paul Williams had some pop on his shots, like, but he wasn't accurate like Navarrete. Navarrete, like, he'll throw a volley of punches and you're eating at least half or more.
Yeah, and something he splits the guard easily. Like he splits these guys' guards like that. Like it's like they don't know what to do with him. Like, and
I couldn't imagine him being a bigger guy fighting in a, like, could you imagine him at 147, like, or 160, 154?
Oh, you mean where guys don't throw that many punches, like having to deal with that?
Guys, like, I'm saying, like, in a pound for pound sense, if you took somebody and you had him the size of Navarrete, like, relative to his division, and you put him at 160 or 147, and here he is, damn, throwing a gazillion accurate ass hard punches, like, who's dealing with that right now?
And y'all thought Margarito was a pain in the ass.
No, I mean, I like how
this is even worse than Margarito.
Of course.
Yeah.
But also too, like, but in this, I mean, even with this fight, like I said, Joet Gonzalez still, as he was taking a huge pain, I mean, his eye was fucked up from like the third round on. Like he still was able to set up right hands and actually be able to time Navarrete with right hands. And Navarrete was in clean right hand. But Joet Gonzalez is not a high. I mean, he's a puncher, but he's not like a hard, high level puncher like that. But he was able to set up to have Navarrete, like, Navarrete ate some right hands. Like he ate a good amount of them. But when Navarrete got into his second gear, you know, it was just it was a punching bag, like a literal punching bag. Like he was getting, he got hit from head to toe, and Joet Gonzalez kept on low blowing him just to stay in the fight. You know, dirty shit. You know, so I mean, so it was interesting in that. But like I said, though, I'll give it to Joet Gonzalez. So Dude wanted to be champion so bad, like he was still throwing, like he didn't wobble, he didn't even come close to going down. And his face
was funny. That shit was funny to me, by the way. He low blowed him intentionally. Now he was low blowing him intentionally. Navarrete complained to the ref, and the minute he turned his head, he fucking socked him. I'm like, damn, that could have went all wrong if Navarrete wasn't careful.
Yeah, Navarrete was kind of getting his Arthur Abraham on with the complaints. I'm like, dude, fight back and just beat this guy ass like you're doing, like.
Yeah, because like you know, you're supposed to keep your hands up at all times. So when the referee told him,
because at this point, if you're Joet, you're just like, man, this dude breaking my face. Like I don't care what the fuck I do, I gotta stay in here and try to fuck him up. Yeah,
exactly. You know, and like I said, Joet, it was uncomfortable. Like honestly, the fight probably should have been stopped by like the 10th round. And no matter if Joet was still fighting back, like he was just doing too much of a beat in his face. You know, he had the fucking big purple plum on his face, like nigga was done. Like he was physically done.
It's so right.
Yeah. You know, and Joet's corner wasn't telling him shit either. So it was like, you know, and
what his brother kept saying, do you want this? I'm like, nigga. Yeah. Like I'd be like, yo, go to the locker room. Do I want this? You see what the fuck I'm fighting? Like,
yeah.
Dude is literally fighting Dr. Octopus.
Yeah. Like I said, like
you wanted.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's there's fighters that just have an elite second, and third gear. Like here, like Usyk's one of them, and then Navarrete is one of them. Like if you get them in their first gear, honestly, it's so wild. I want to see who actually beat Navarrete. Like seriously, like, I've been trying to find that footage for a hot minute. I want to know how he actually did it. You know, so it's like, yeah, I'm not saying
that ain't the Navarrete we had today, though.
That's probably true, though. But I'm just curious. It's like because it seems like just do it like he's a motherfucker to deal with. Like I mean, like,
what it is, if you could take away his uppercut and the overhand right, you might have something. But most time, people can't take it away for good. They'll move back and they'll make dude. Like, I don't know, I guess you gotta employ more lateral movement for a guy like Navarrete, because he leaves himself open to be countered if you step around him, but your footwork gotta be A1.
Yeah,
like I think a guy like Shakur Stevenson could do it, but I don't know if he could do it for the whole fight, though.
Yeah, because I remember too, like when we talked about his fight with Ruben Villa, you know, and you know Ruben Villa had all the hype in the world. I mean, dude was a good technical boxer, but he just couldn't. But and Navarrete low-key showed probably his best technical performance in that fight because he put a. I mean, it was a close fight though, but he clearly won that fight. And it was one of those.
Did he drop him like twice or once?
Yeah, he dropped him twice. Yeah. And dropping him twice was what kept the fight from actually going to a majority draw. So I mean,
and I don't even think the fight was close like that. I thought he clearly lost. And remember, I picked Villa.
Yeah. So
he clearly lost that shit. It's just if you don't have you got to do the pivots and the lateral movement, and get around Navarrete when he's charging, counter, and reset. Yeah. But who has the footwork like that to do that? And I only see Stevenson around that weight class.
Yeah, and if you try to fight him straight up like Dog Bait did, you're just gonna end up taking a huge beating. Yeah.
He has the most dangerous wheelhouse in boxing.
I tell you, if it were, it's not gonna happen. But if it were to happen, Navarrete versus Gary Russell would be such a fun fight. Fun fight.
Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all if out of the three, I mean, between LSC, Nav, and GRJ, like, where would you rank them? I mean, would in terms of activity and everything, would Nav be one out of those three?
Activity, sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, he throws more punches than LSC does.
yeah. But I mean, I think those three are the best.
They're
the best champions. To me, I want to say.
The only person who got more fluff on their resume than Tyson Fury is Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah, no.
More fluff.
He does some fluff.
Yeah, and funny thing is too is like the featherweights right now. I mean, pretty much I think they're kind of split just like middleweights are. Like it's hard to get them to unify because one. I mean, you have to do with Gary Russ, and then you have to do with LSC, and then Kid Galahad, who no one really wants to see fight. So it's
brother, stop mentioning that guy, please.
And truthfully, Kid Galahad would probably give Navarrete the most fits too, because his style is so stinky. Like
I don't think so. Like if he would have beat Warrington.
Yeah, but Warrington didn't look good in that fight.
Yeah, but he didn't. That's my point. Like you can't beat a Warrington that didn't look good. You let Warrington land harder jabs than you, and you're the boxer. Nah, that don't look right.
You're right on that. You're absolutely right. So, pretty much it's gonna be footwork and someone. I mean, cause you have to have a high work rate to deal with them.
I don't even know though. I think you could slow it down. You can't start off attacking Navarrete like that. You got to be confident in the box, and I thought Villa had it. Like he had the ability to, but you gotta. Who this nigga? Devin Alexander. If there was the same size, prime Devin Alexander fights the perfect fight for guys like Navarrete. The whole Maidana blueprint is what you need for Navarrete.
Word.
Lateral movement, step to the side, dig the body, get him with the counters when they reach in, move. Like, yeah, it sounds easy, but that's just hard, man. Like, Navarrete is no fucking joke. Like, don't listen to us and just be like, oh, y'all niggas don't know what you're talking about. We know what we talking about, but we ain't boxers. I ain't jumping in there with this motherfucker. Like, chill.
Because 126 has a whole bunch of volume, like people of that nature. But I mean, the only other notable volume puncher got knocked out in 12 rounds on Eddie Hearn's card. So it's like if I can keep up with his work rate, got brutal.
Zucan.
Yeah.
Kent. Yeah, hold on. I picked that fight, didn't I? Yeah.
You did.
LBB knowing his boxing.
Yeah.
Knockout too, guys.
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, I would love to see. I mean, if that would happen, like maybe Mauricio Lara, just to see what he can actually do against Navarrete.
Oh my God, that's a fight of the year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Either that or Eduardo Ramirez. Because I mean, once he put a Barthelemy brother, once he handled a Barthelemy brother and knocked him out, he's a low key favorite now. So I definitely want to see him get a shot at him too. And then the cat who scored a brutal knockout on the Pacquiao Ugas, Mark Maxeo. Now
Lee Wood be a good fight for motherfucking Navarrete.
Actually, he's number 2 he's in the ratings. So.
That'd be a damn good fight because Lee Wood, I feel like, has overall better boxing ability than Joet, and he punches harder.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to go against somebody with Ben Davidson in the corner.
Let me jog the memory real quick. So, I mean, Navarrete came up like what? He was at 122 when he got dog bowled those 2 times, right? That's when he kind of made his mark. He was at
120. Yeah, he came out of nowhere.
Then he went to 126. So, do you think you guys see him going to 130 eventually?
Oh yeah.
Do you think he tops out at 135?
I think he tops out at 130.
130.
135. I think people gonna get too physical for dude.
You might try it. I mean, maybe down the line. But yeah, 130.
Yeah, 135 he might try it. But if he has like extended success at 135, then he'll try 140.
I'll bet for a while because he's tall and big enough where he could, you know.
Yeah,
him and Burchill to be a damn fighter of the year.
Yeah. So it's just more. I mean, but yeah, there are definitely punch from him. But like I said, though, he's a difficult guy to fight, though. And Joet Gonzalez, like I said, Joet Gonzalez never. He's been outboxed before, but he never got a real beating like that. He got some years knocked off his career from that fight. Like
all on that damn lump.
It's
Like, did he break an orbital bone or something?
Man, that shit was bad, bro. But I mean, I took a picture of that shit and zoomed in. I was like, God damn. But I think even it's one of the not rare cases where a guy loses. But I mean, myself, I'm like, okay, I want to see him fight again. You know what I'm saying? Eventually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get the type of medical suspension that Wilder got. He's gonna be down.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
him, Wilder, and Keisman, they all just gonna vacation together for now.
Yeah,
maybe they can all collectively form like Voltron and work on their defenses.
Yo, we giving y'all television series here, right? You know what I mean, like.
Yeah, we really are. Though. And I see salute any guy I see you sliding through like Mario Kart 64. That's what it is, yo.
we got 2 of our OG comment, observers, Russell Taylor and Henny Gus. Shout out to both of them, of course.
But no, I like how he said like Mario Kart 64 is a good fucking analogy. Like it's a good little reference because I feel like somebody had threw a banana peel on the in the ring, and somebody did some sliding.
Hold on, real quick. What y'all prefer in Mario Kart? The battles or the races?
Koopa shell. The Koopa. Hit him with the Koopa shell.
I'm saying, would you rather the little races, or would you do like the battles? Where it was like the battle royal shit, or was it just the races? You know what I'm saying?
The races for me.
The races.
Are you talking about Smash Bros or Mario Kart?
Mario.
There's a second mode of Mario Kart.
We gotta have a video game podcast one of these days. I'll set that.
Battle. We can battle. You got friends over. You can battle in the 4 screens. You know what I'm saying? The last one remaining or some shit. No, never mind.
No, I ain't never fucking played with Mario Kart and like shit like that.
You play Mario Kart, nigga?
Nigga, this Sega Genesis over here, bro. Genesis.
I always wanted. I had Dreamcast. I always wanted Genesis. Sorry.
Oh, you had Dreamcast. Oh, you high maintenance.
I never had a Dreamcast. I had a Genesis. I had the Sega Saturn, the PlayStation 1, GameCube. I'm like, we got to do a video game podcast. I'll set that.
Yeah, I mean, I had the OG Nintendo, and then I missed the Sega Super Nintendo generation because our mom's like, okay, just Nintendo's there, but we got PlayStation, and I bought my 64. So.
64 is
one time for Atari, shit, fuck that.
Atari, yeah, my homie,
Pole Position,
had Atari.
Godzilla, and what else they had?
Donkey Kong, nigga.
Donkey Kong, yeah.
Yeah, and Pong and fucking boxing, which was just boxing. Them boxing Atari games were simple as fuck though, but we used to play hours on that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to do some video game podcast one day though.
Damn, Henny God, see what you did?
Yeah,
gonna start talking about ColecoVision and shit.
And I played that shit too. ColecoVision was kind of slept on.
He's like, I had the first Game Boy. He was start busting out everything, but yeah, that banana peel we talking about is the one that Mikey Garcia slid on. Yeah,
and that'll be a good segue into to our next topic, But salute to Rank though for giving us those 2 main. Even though they was late as fuck, you need to get better on that. That was a fight of the year candidate, and but LB says some of these cats need to get some knockdowns going.
Seriously, y'all not putting y'all are getting the public sub made, but when they ask y'all, do y'all want oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper, y'all saying nah. Like, no, we want that on there too. Like, chill.
Yes, sir.
Like, y'all walking away, the sub ain't done. He's like, nah, but I got everything. No, you don't. Oil and vinegar, nigga, salt and pepper. And if it's a chicken tender sub, nigga, put some ranch on that bitch.
Yes, sir. Oh no, but yeah, no. Our next topic too, man. You know, it comes from last night. You know, again, this card didn't have a lot of hype behind it either. You know, it's from our friend Eddie Hearn. You know, from Matchroom Boxing on DAZN. You know, and the main event was Mikey Garcia versus Sandor Martin. Before I get into that fight, obviously, there were a couple of notable things I guess you could talk about on the card. Number one, that Eddie almost lost a prospect. Almost lost to zero. Brock Jarvis, who managed to weather a storm where if it was any other fighter or if it was the other way around, it would have been stopped. But Brock Jarvis took almost a minute and a half of ass whooping. Like pure ass.
You could have had that as a 10-8 round. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, like and there should have been a knockdown call too, because that homie went to them ropes hard, you know. And then you're looking, and the referee's just looking like, you know, the referee's like, I mean, I can't stop this. Eddie's gonna blackmail me. He's gonna fire me. I need this paycheck. Eddie, you know, you put me in a situation. If this kid dies, I'm gonna be at fault. Like, you know, but somehow, some way, Jarvis got out of that round. And he was gassed and he was hurt.
You heard the referee's press.
Yeah.
Silent prayer.
Bro, he was hurt, but continue. My fault. I want to cut it.
And the funny thing is too is like Jarvis didn't really make any real adjustments. He just went back to doing what he's doing, and Frias punched himself out, and then Frias kind of got maybe what people call a suspect stoppage, like an early stoppage.
It was I don't need you to take another second win and beat my guy ass stoppage.
Yeah, that was sus. I mean, I think I tweeted that was a sus stoppage, but
yeah, it's funny because that fight was a 10-rounder too. So I was like, okay, so I guess that's part of the reason why I was like, man, he might if he gets a second win, he might put this dude away. So yeah, but then you see Frias in the corner, like dude couldn't even sit properly on the stool. Like dude was like he was laid out like he was at home and shit. You know, it was like he was like slouched over or something like that, or leaning. You know, so I can't fault him for that. You know, but it was, you know, like I said, Brock Jarvis, you know, being trained by Jeff Fenech, you know, he'll be interesting to watch as, you know, because he's at lightweight. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to build him up for a lightweight title maybe a couple years down the line, or depending how fast they want to move the kid. He's 19-0 and then after that there was an upset too, where a Hearn fighter did lose. Elwin Soto lost his WBO light flyweight title against Joet Gonzalez, who I think is the second Puerto Rican active world champion in boxing today, and they're all in the lighter weights.
Yes.
The fight itself was if you're a fan of, let's say, Sweet Science was in full fucking effect in this fight. It wasn't, but at times
direct
it wasn't.
Effect. It was in direct.
But I wasn't bored in the fight though.
No, some people were. I mean, I thought, okay, this is good. Like he's establishing his game plan, whatever. But he made Soto was never in the fight in terms of how he was trying to box it. He made no adjustments to him. So whatever.
He came on a little bit at the end, and that was it.
Yeah,
like when he started really going to the body, I was like, damn, like this is late as fuck. Like,
yeah, Gonzalez's movement was on point. He was in shape for this fight. His movement was on point. Soto could not cut off the ring arm, which was a problem. You know, and he was frustrated. You know, it was frustrated because Soto put dude's arm in a fucking key lock and tried to rip his shit out. So it's like, he was frustrated.
I was like, damn, that's that jujitsu lock, like.
that's that dirty fighting. Like you learn, like people, you do learn dirty fighting in the gym. You're not supposed to employ it, though. You can't put it legally in the fight. But if you're on the clinch,
when you talk shit to that boxer on the street, that he's just gonna hit you with punches. Like y'all be thinking boxers are just gonna go by the rules in street fights. Like I hear that shit all the time. Like, well, you know, if there's an MMA guy and a boxing guy, like, dude, like, no one says the street fight, a boxer's gonna say, you know what, let's just go with hands.
Yeah, like I said, in boxing, they do teach you dirty boxing.
Yeah, motherfucker gonna fight you like Balrog. You gonna get hit with elbows and headbutts.
And we're gonna see
try
that.
To break your arm.
And we're gonna see that all December 5th. So, just
Yeah, no, but Soto was frustrated because he couldn't do anything with him. And he let Gonzalez get round after round after round after round, and although Gonzalez.
But he had the wrong game plan.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What you're saying? I'm sorry.
You talking about me or Pilot?
No, you. Pilot said something. I didn't even hear Pilot. My bad.
Oh no, okay. But yeah, no, I was saying because all Soto was doing, Soto could punch or whatever, but it's just you can't just keep winging shots and hopefully that one will actually react. Because Gonzalez got knocked out in all his losses, and I think that was probably his plan. I'm gonna get him out of here. I'm gonna have 12 rounds to do it, and he just dropped so many rounds, which was the theme of the night.
Way too many rounds, dude. I don't know how that one judge even had him winning.
Yeah, had him living on some 8-4 shit. I was like, you kidding me? That wasn't even
8-4.
Yeah, not even a 7-5 or even an even round or a 6-5-1 type of deal where you can at least try to reason it and some shit like that.
I don't even think he deserved the draw. The fight really wasn't just competitive in the sense where he's after he's after Gonzalez, and I feel like Gonzalez almost fumbled it late because at one point he was doing a little too much lingering on the ropes, and Soto was able to really get at his body, and I know it was noticeable until Gonzalez kind of said, hold on, fuck that, I'm almost at the finish line, let me fight this bitch now. And he kind of stood there and kind of, landed some. It kind of reminded me of Mayweather Castillo in the first fight where Floyd just kind of said, you know what, fuck it, and let me just stand here and throw some hands with you a little bit and get you off of me. It worked,
right.
It was a solid performance. Some of us was watching it with financial interests, but it was still a good fight.
Yeah, of course.
It made it better,
Yeah. So shout out for Gonzalez, and I think it was his second or third try being world champion. So, and he definitely won that fight. So, like I said, Puerto Rican, that's the second world champion in boxing today. So, it was a good look for him,
Yeah, and another thing I would like to say, it shows that you could win a world title by outboxing someone.
Yes. It's weird to say that too, but you're right.
It is, because what, a lot of people, they OD on the boxing. Boxing is not just the movement, it's the punching and movement. There was plenty of times where Gonzalez would stop before he would move, and he would land the lead left, and then he would move again.
Right.
Plenty of times, he was landing clean punches. It gets to the point where he was landing the majority of the clean punches in the fight. Right. Soto would just get body shots, or he'll get the occasional hook, but it wasn't enough. If you're trying to outbox someone clean, you have to make sure you hit them more than they hit you, and if you throw more than they do, then it's your fight, really.
Yes, sir.
A lot of these guys, they throw less and they don't land more than the guy that's running after them.
Absolutely.
And that's when you get the whole, well, I don't know, man, he fought this type of fight, this type of, it's nah, nigga, you moved good, but you needed more offense. And Gonzalez had a great balance with that.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt there was only a couple parts where I was like, damn, he need to do a little more. And then what he eventually did, I see a lot of guys doing this whole boxing performance, and I'm like, damn, dude, come on, just don't rely on the style you're fighting, put some punches together.
Right.
So credit to seeing somebody win by outboxing someone, and then credit to the judges for not fucking it up. My goodness. So yeah, so the underdog could win, and they've been winning this year. That's why I said it's year of the underdog. Y'all stop playing with these motherfucking underdogs.
Yeah, you got, and so yeah, you Clay, that fight meant a lot to him because dude had quite the celebration, So yeah, he was, he like I said, that was, so it's good to see a fighter win their first world title after going through their own trials and tribulations. So definitely big ups to him for that. And then, of course, speaking of the underdog team, we were talking about, we have our main event: Mikey Garcia versus Sandor Martin.